Craft isn't just what your grandmother did. Craft is what we're doing every day, whether it's in the realm of technology or in the artistic realm. My name is Angela H. Brown. I'm the Executive Director for Craft Lake City. As a Utah native growing up in Salt Lake City, we had this incredible maker culture, this incredible craft culture, but not a lot of places to exhibit. So one of the reasons why I started Craft Lake City was to provide this environment for artisans to not only become empowered by showing their work to the public, but also to sell their work to the public in this incredible progressive and open environment.
My name is Rachel Skidmore. I'm the owner of Mayberry Vintage. So we sell vintage clothing from the 1920s to the 1990s. I've always loved vintage and antiques since I was little. My mom and I would go thrifting or go to yard sales, and I always was fascinated by the things that we found together. It was like a treasure hunt, and I've loved it ever since.
I own a small business, Root and Rise Botanicals. Some years ago, I traveled through Thailand and spent a lot of time working with herbs at a beautiful herb farm there. And I realized I loved plants and I loved working with the earth in all of its beautiful healing and medicinal ways. Realizing how many toxins are around us, I needed to take steps to have more natural stuff around me. So the business of Root and Rise Botanicals was born as a way to bring wellness and mindfulness into everyday living in a natural, holistic kind of way.
Over the past 8 years, Craft Lake City has grown from a small arts festival into a 3-day large-scale event with over 250 artisans and 40,000 attendees.
I make Argentine-style empanadas, which are handcrafted and artisan. I've been involved with Craft Lake City for 2 years, and it's really changed the direction that my business has had. Craft Lake City kind of launched us to think a bit bigger. The way I see it, it's such a good exposure, such a good space and place to be. And as a small business, you kind of know, you kind of gauge what your market is, but seriously, Craft Lake City is the one that tells you, it's the thermometer. Like, is this gonna work or not? Are people interested not only in my product, but in the handcraftedness of my product? And that, to me, helped me gauge where the market is.
Through all of my research, I realized that the overhead of a storefront was just going to be too much for me when I was launching a business. I was accepted into the Craft Lake City DIY Festival, and I'm excited to say that I launched there, and it was super, super successful. And it gave me this platform to be able to share all of my products, all of my knowledge and information and passion to a much broader community. So Craft Lake City has given me almost a base for where my entire business has been built off of.
For me, I participate because it's great advertisement for one thing. You meet a lot of customers, you meet a lot of like-minded people that you can collaborate with, and it just adds to the community of creatives around here and those who appreciate what the community does.
So we learned about Craft Lake City last May. I think it's helped us to become more aware of what's available in Salt Lake City and the type of people who are out there, and it's also helped to give us exposure in the community.
So PK Clean, we take plastic waste, which can't typically be recycled by the recycling system, and we convert it into fuel products such as diesel fuel. I think Craft Lake City plays an enormous role in just bringing together all the different creative energy that's happening all around Salt Lake City. There's really an entrepreneurial spirit there, a do-it-yourself culture.
Craft Lake City provides a personal satisfaction for me, and that satisfaction is seeing ordinary individuals become extraordinary by becoming entrepreneurs. They are literally taking their work they've spent hours and hours creating, sharing it with the community, and keeping those dollars from those sales in our community. And now it is that economic impact that will help our city grow and continue to foster independent business growth.
I believe that DIY and creative culture is the heart and soul of community. I think it's valuable that we have faces to the passion of our community, that we have people doing things of the heart, that they want to be sharing, that they want to be doing. I think that that's what makes a city fun to visit, when you can go and explore the people and what's happening there. So I think it's attractive for Salt Lake as a whole. When you're supporting local small business, it's definitely helping the Utah community, the Salt Lake community. Rather than spending your money at some other big faceless organization, you're supporting people like me. This is what I love to do, this is what I love to offer, but it's hard for me to figure out a good means to be able to offer it. So Craft Lake City has supported me in not only launching my business, but also in spreading and sharing my business. And that's invaluable.
One of the things that we aspire to do with Craft Lake City is create this common denominator of creativity. We want people of all types to come together in the spirit of creation. We want people to come to our DIY festival and leave empowered to go home and become makers themselves. We want them to meet an artist and have an experience with them, something that will again make them want to work on their own personal creativity. And this power of creativity has a transformative effect that can change people's lives. And that is really what we are striving for with Craft Lake City's DIY Festival.